Hey, everybody, it's Ronco Johnson. Good day, good day, good day. Guess what? It is Lifestyle Focus Friday, and it's good to see you. Thank you guys for joining us. This is When the Lights Go Out. Are you ready? It's Lifestyle Focus Friday, and we're talking about some good information for you guys today. Man, I tell you, I come back after a week vacation and had some time on the beach, and we're going to talk about understanding your partner's financial love language. How important is that? Understanding your partner's financial love language. We're going to introduce this concept of financial love languages and how it relates to your traditional love language. And we're going to explore 5 different ways that you can show your 5 love languages. Just like the other books, acts of service, gifts, words of affirmation, quality time, and physical touch. And we're going to explain how each financial love language translates to action and behaviors in your relationships. Man, we got a good one today. Sit back, relax, and unwind. You don't want to miss it. I'm your guy, Ronco Johnson, sitting here waiting for you guys to get your pens, paper, and your thought process is ready for this one, because this is going to make you think a little bit, and that's exactly why you're here. I'll see you on the inside. Hey, everybody, it's Ronco Johnson, your lifestyle focused wealth coach. How are you doing today? Welcome back. Man, I tell you, it's been good to talk to you, good to see you. I know that we got people coming back out of the holiday. Man, how are you doing out there? It's good to talk to you. We got a wonderful concept and a wonderful conversation that we're going to be talking about today, and we're going to make the spot hot today. And it's really simple. We're going to be talking about love, the love languages, the financial addition to it, and understanding our partner's love language. Man, oh man, are y'all ready for this one? So look, I want you to have a chance to get your pens, your paper, your popcorn, and everything else you need, because this one here is going to make you think a little bit. And I'm open for all your smoke today, because I know out of all the languages out there, not everybody speaks the same language. So we're going to be talking about it. So first of all, welcome back to Lifestyle Focused Wealth. You're here in our studios. And listen, we just want to unlock the life of wealth that was meant for you to build. That's all we want to do. So welcome back, and thank you for joining us. Before we get started, for all of our friends that are brand new, we just want to make sure that you get welcome, get in the room, get comfortable. Let's get acclimated. Let's get to know one another. And if you're on Facebook, YouTube, any of the other social medias, let your friend know that you're hanging out with Ronco right now, because we got some stuff to talk about. But before we do that, if you would be so kind, if you need to say anything, if you want to make a comment, we want you to be engaged. I think it's important for us to keep you engaged. So put the word takeaways in the comments. In the comments below, put it in there. That lets me know that we're hitting home. That's what it does. It lets me know that we're speaking to your spirit, and this is what you want us to talk about. All right, so that's important to us all the time. And let me make sure you understand. Without your input, we're nothing. We need you in the room. We do. We need you in the room. And that's who we want. So in order to get these algorithms right, do me a favor, smash that like button right below. Subscribe so you can stay locked in and share with someone else that needs it. Don't keep this information for yourself. And last but not least, ring that notification bell so we can drop this wisdom on you and other people as we come out with new content and keep you guys engaged, because it's your blueprint for living free. So let's build it together. Hey, architects, legacy architects, good to see you out there. You know, legacy architects simply is this: if we're building, you need an architect. And if we're building legacies, guess what that makes you? A legacy architect. So we're not sitting across from you, we're sitting beside you and helping you build your legacy, one brick at a time, and making sure that it all works out, right? What is your legacy going to be about? Well, today's topic, I really think, is so important to that, about understanding your partner's financial love language. Man, some of us need a course in this just by itself. I don't know. You might even have to go get a nice cold one, a nice glass of wine after this one, because it's going to make you think a little bit. It's going to make you think a little deeper. And we want that to happen. But before you do that, just remember, at the end of today's episode, go down to the descriptions below, and I need you to stay engaged with us. It's important for the algorithm, so go ahead and give us a thumbs up right now. Go ahead and do that right now. Get that out the way. Go ahead and share us right now. Get that out the way. And it's so funny how all my utensils start ringing when it comes on. We want you to sign up for our bi-weekly email system. Why? Because you get travel, you get recipes, you get art, and much, much more. It's absolutely free. And we also want you to become a member. We want you to become a member. Join us in our Lifestyle Focused Wealth community. Join us online. It is an easy thing to do. Just by joining us and becoming part of our Lifestyle Focused Wealth community, it's only $16 a month when you pay your annual subscription. So all you got to do is go to roncojohnson.com, or you can go to lifestylefocusedwealthcommunity.com. Okay, got it? You got it? You got it? All right, so let's dive into it. What are we talking about? We're talking about understanding your partner's love language. Man, have you ever thought about your financial love language? You know, I know a lot of times we talk about relationships, and one of the first things that come up is, you know, even on a bus to a destination, people ask you, you know, what's your love language? Are you physical touch? Are you acts of service? Maybe you need words of affirmation. How do you communicate? What is your love language? And man, I tell you, you got to be ready for the answers, right? You just got to be ready for the answers. This is going to be a tough one. Because I can tell you, men and women are going to think a little bit differently on this topic. I just want to go ahead and tell you. So don't bring me all your smoke. I want all the smoke, but don't bring me all your smoke, because you might not know when I'm going to reply. You might not want how I'm going to reply to you. So how do we speak wealth in relationships? So I got a quiz for you. What makes you feel appreciated in financial relationships or your financial partnership? What makes you feel the most appreciated? Is it, one, hearing kind words about how to handle your money? Two, or is it when your partner takes care of all the financial tasks for you guys? Maybe that's what's good for you. Maybe that works better for you. Three, is it receiving thoughtful gifts, whether they're big or small? Four, is it spending time discussing and planning and goal planning and putting this thing on a board, a vision board? Is it creating the financial goal for you? Or is it five, physically working through your financial tools together? meaning you actually sit down, you look at your insurance, you look at your annuity, you look at your stocks, you buy your real estate. Are you touching it? How are you managing it? Right? I want to know. One of those five, or maybe you're most likely to express love through a different way. Maybe you're giving affirmations or encouragement about money habits, or maybe two, covering the bills, planning finances, or helping to improve someone's credit. Three, maybe giving meaningless or meaningful presents that reflect your partner's needs. Sharing date nights or vision boards that might be important to you. You see how I'm saying it? We're saying it all the same way, saying it different ways. So if building something tangible together is important to you, like a budget binder or a vision board, your partner might want to know that. Your partner might want to know that, right? So this is the time that we're going to talk about how to tackle these financial challenges. And what do you prefer? What do you prefer? How do you communicate that to your partner so that they know exactly, hey, sweetheart, I prefer you to buy me a piece of real estate. that part, right? I want you to buy me some real estate that just keeps on giving. I like the gift that keeps on giving, right? So we want to take that moment to talk about how you walk through with it in a positive way and be supportive in your language. And then on top of it, take the initiative. And how you handle these tasks both together is important. So offering reassurance, gesturing, and a token of support is always key. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that. Because sometimes we can get a little saucy with our words every once in a while. So maybe you're the kind of person that needs to sit down together and then realign your strategies. Maybe you're off center. Maybe you're just not in alignment, but you need that conversation, that reassurance, that support. And then you come up with a tactical tool, maybe a spreadsheet or cash envelopes was always one of the things that I know my family used to use. Cash envelopes and put them under the pillow or whatever. And physical charts. Maybe you need a combination of all these things that has a way of speaking to your personal love language as it pertains to money. Am I making sense to you? If this is making sense to you already, if it's resonating with you, do me a favor. Do me a favor. Give me a thumbs up. Say hello. Hey, what's up, Sam? I see you out there, buddy. Thank you for joining us. A legacy architect at helm. Thank you so much. Today's edition is the Love Language Financial Education edition. And I have to be honest, this is a twist on Gary Chapman's classic framework, where we've just kind of reimagined through the lens of money habits, values, emotional connection, and all these different things. It's not just about how we love, but in this case, it's how we spend, how we save, and how we support in ways that feel meaningful to ourselves and to our partners. That's what we're talking about today. Man, it's a deep one. It's a deep one. And I'm going to be sharing with you today 5 traditional love languages and how it translates to your financial behavior. Okay? That's what we're talking about today. And how that relates. This is going to be a good one. This is going to be a good one. I need to be seeing my folks all in the comments already blowing up. I just see a couple of you guys today, but we need an audience for this one, because why would I waste good information on nobody? I want there to be people here. Why? Because they need to hear this. Maybe you don't have a good relationship with your financial expert. Maybe you haven't pulled the trigger on planning your financial goals because that person's not speaking your financial love language. Maybe they speak too aggressively. Maybe they're not giving you the words of affirmation or the financial encouragement that you might need. Maybe they're not giving you financial tasks for you to handle. Maybe they're telling you to do too many tasks on your own, and you just want them to do it for you. See, it's not just even about your partner, it's about your partnerships as well. Oh, man, I tell you now. Some of the things that we're talking about today are going to challenge you. They're going to challenge you because this is that moment where you have to take some reflection and you have to say, this is me. This is how I see the world. And then you have to take some accountability to say, but I understand better how you see finances and how you see the world. Now, collectively, there's not a right or wrong. There's just a different view of how we see things. But having a conversation, boy, when two minds get together and they can appreciate each other's view, and then they can collaborate and come together to expand that view, it becomes a powerful, powerful emotional connection. It becomes a tool that you'll be able to use forever. If I'm speaking to your kindness, if I'm speaking to your heart, give me a thumbs up down there. Let me know that you're watching. Tell me where you are, where you've been. I just want to know. I haven't talked to you guys in a week. And I feel like I miss you. That's all. I just feel like I miss you. So when you're around a beach and you get to be quiet for a moment and I get to take all that in and then I come back for a Lifestyle Focused Friday that I can spend with you, I couldn't wait to get back here and talk about acts of financial services, right? Let's talk about that for a second. When we're talking about acts of financial service, this is what I mean by this. Just simply by taking the lead on managing and setting up your auto pays, your bills. This is an act of service. Researching the best savings accounts or insurance policies, an act of service. Helping your partner build credit or organize their financial documents. This is an act of service. Let me ask you, do you know someone in your personal life or in your business life that might have offered one of these things as an offer to you? They were providing you an act of service, but it's a valuable act of service that maybe you overlooked. Maybe you didn't know how much that was worth, how much value they brought to the table. If you have a business partner that's helping you with credit, hey, Brother Sam, I know you out there helping people with credit and your new book and everything, go out and get Sam Johnson's book, by the way. Sam, if you put it in the title, I'll be happy to promote it because right now my mind is just not there, but I got to remember the title of your book. If you could put it in the comments, I will be glad to promote it. Because listen, if you got a partner out there that's building credit and it can help you organize your financial document, how valuable is that? If they teach you how to do that, how valuable is that? Is that worth $1? Is that worth $100? Is that worth $1 million? Maybe you got yourself so in alignment after that conversation that you were able to start learning how to leverage business credit. You were able to get your documents ready so you could go to the bank and get more money and more loans, and then you leverage that even more. Maybe someone helped you get the best insurance policies. Maybe you got a policy like the ones we designed. Maybe it's blended. Maybe it has some dividends to it. Maybe it's a little whole life insurance. Maybe it's a direct or non-direct recognition type of policy. Have you had the advisor to help you get your bills managed so you can organize your spending and then set up auto pays that allow you to collectively always be participating in the market? This is an act of service. These services are overlooked sometimes. Maybe you gave me a handbag. Maybe you gave me groceries. But I, in turn, gave you your managing system, your bill management system. Or I, in turn, helped you get your credit score up. I don't think it's fair for you to say, baby, you ain't give me nothing. You didn't buy me nothing for Christmas. I know there's somebody out there that's going to say it. I know that there's somebody going to say that. Pay attention. You might be overlooking somebody. Yeah, that handbag might be $3,500 and you physically can touch it. Yes, there is a language for that too. And we're going to get to that in a moment. But that doesn't negate the person giving the act of service. That act of service is still so very valuable. It's so very valuable because it reduces your partner's stress. You know, when you're taking responsibility for tasks that reduces someone else's stress, that's showing love by simply taking that off your plate. Do you agree with what I'm saying? Are you understanding where I'm at? Yeah, today's conversation takes us down many different paths. It's going to take us down some different paths today. And I need you just to kind of, bear with me on them. Why? Because you may not have thought about it the way that I'm positioning this today. But it still needs to be talked about. It does. It really needs to be talked about. It needs to be talked about. It needs to be acknowledged. It needs to be praised. So many different ways. So many different ways. These are acts of services that I don't want you to no longer overlook. I want you to be able to acknowledge when someone is giving you something that is not tangible, but understanding of how much value add that was, that you no longer have to think about these things because they're so organized that they take the stress away. Ladies, I know you ladies out there are listening. That's kind of like not having to cut the grass and you got the guy in your life that comes over to cut the grass. If you ain't got to think about cutting the grass, that takes the stress out of your day. You can have a mimosa. You can have a nice dessert while they're cutting the grass or cleaning the house or whatever the case may be. Yes, I'm picking on gender roles just a little bit. But these are true. They're true. Stress is a time waster. And you know what we say here. Lifestyle focused wealth is about you living the lifestyle that you want to live. And most of us don't want a stressful lifestyle. We don't want a stressful lifestyle at all. We want to be easy. We want it easier. I think most people want it easier. It ain't just me. I think it's most of us, right? But our second one comes to receiving gifts, thoughtful spending. Let's talk about this for a second, because in this conversation, we're talking about giving meaningful, budget-conscious gifts that reflect shared goals. Maybe this is a small token of appreciation for you saving your first $5,000. Maybe we're going to take a trip somewhere or something like that because we've saved more than 10x that. Surprising your partner with a prepaid experience, like taking them to a spa or a getaway. This is a thoughtful spending type of deal. for those people who like receiving gifts, right? Or investing in something that benefits both people, like a course or a home upgrade, like the kitchen or the bathroom. Might just be decorating a rock and putting it in your house, or having a special ornament in the home that represents the two of you. I don't know. It's just a gift. You know, but when you understand where it's coming from the other person, this expression is important to understand. This is an expression of love given through a gift, regardless of its monetary value. So when you can surprise your partner with an experience, something symbolic of the gift that you think their value is worth to you, that gift can reflect those shared goals. You know, while I was in the ocean, I can tell you this. I'll give you a little story. While in Puerto Rico this past week, I'm in the ocean doing a snorkel. I'm snorkeling. And for those of you that watch our episodes every week, you might notice that I have a ring that I wear on my thumb. Well, a lot of people ask me, are you married? Are you wearing it on a different ring? No, I'm not married. I'm single. And I don't wear a ring on my thumb for that reason. Well, this past weekend, I lost that ring in the ocean while trying to escape a barracuda. I know it doesn't sound like it's real, but that's true. A 4.5 foot barracuda was behind me, chasing me back to the catamaran. And while I was swimming, I lost my ring in the ocean in Puerto Rico. Now, when I got back on the boat, I realized how important that ring was. It was a little $12 ring, nothing expensive. But it wasn't about the value. It was the fact that my mother had bought that ring for me. And it was our communication of our connection that we will always be family, even though we weren't seeing eye to eye. And it represented being centered and always knowing I was surrounded. That's why I wore it on my finger. It wasn't about how expensive the gift was, but it did reflect shared goals. It was meaningful, but it was also budget conscious. Somebody might say, well, it didn't cost you a lot of money. Don't worry about it. It's funny, when I told people I lost the ring, the first thing they wanted to talk about was how valuable the ring was. Well, it was so valuable to me that I could never replace it because of where it came from, the thoughtfulness behind the spending. This is the point that I'm making to you. You can create more value, and value is accepted, honored, and loved. Maybe if we start putting it in a different perspective, because it doesn't always have to do with how much something costs, but it may be how much something means to you. And I think giving a gift of life insurance is one of those ways of giving as well, because I can't put a value on how much I love a person. You can't possibly tell me that I wouldn't give my daughter the world. I would. If there was an unlimited amount of insurance I could buy, I would do it in a heartbeat. Not just because I wanted to give her money, but that's just a way that I'm thinking that, hey, this thoughtful gift, this prepaid experience can last you for the rest of your life. It's something that's going to benefit you and me and our legacy. That's where receiving gifts are for me. Are y'all understanding where I'm at? How are we doing out there? Am I getting this through to you? Am I communicating to you today? I think it's important that we had this conversation, man, because we need to make sure we get these love languages right. I think once we start getting them right, we can better understand one another. We can better understand everybody, right? And it's pretty simple. Most people just want to be appreciated. Most people just want to be appreciated. So how do we do this? The next one is words of affirmation, financial affirmation. So how do we talk about using positive language and emotional validation around money? Because depending on where you came from, you may feel some kind of way about money. You know, we talk about a scarcity mindset versus an abundant mindset. Maybe one person's still in a scarcity mindset, depending where their upbringing, where they're from, who they were around. And then maybe there's a person that's a little bit more free thinking, depending on, once again, who they were around and what their association with finances are. These words of affirmation needs to be complimenting one another, right? They need to complement one another by making smart decisions that reassure us during financial hardships and setbacks, right? Because if we're having those things, we got to have someone or something to lean on. I think that's important that we celebrate these small wins, right? We got to celebrate these small wins. Because if we don't, when are you supposed to celebrate? When are we supposed to talk about, you know, that trip you talked about? Give me some financial encouragement. Hey, honey, man, we really got that credit card down. Let's have a dinner date because we got it down. Compliment your partner's budgeting skills or your investment decisions. Honey, we talked about putting every dollar and leveraging it so that we can finance everything we purchase. Maybe you're putting all your money into your family banking system and you're elevating your thought process so you become a legacy architect, and you're taking every dollar that we talked about and you're putting it through your financial tool and leveraging it, earning dividends at the end of the year. And every year that dividend's getting bigger. You're almost creating your own pension. Man, let's celebrate our dividends. Let's have a dividend party. That's just a way of celebrating financial wins together, whether it's big or small. You can make it up. It can be just as big as Christmas in your family. It's just positive language around money and how we build trust and reduce shame. A lot of us are ashamed of our checking accounts, ashamed of our credit scores, ashamed that we don't have more, when we should be focused on how do we get into a better position? What skills do I need to hold on to, or do I need to acquire new skills so that I'm not shameful? Most people are just like you. They're just waiting for somewhere and someone to help them get started. Yeah, I understand. Not all of us have the answer, right? We don't have the answer, but if we have some encouragement, whether it be from your financial expert, your mom, your dad, maybe your brothers or your family or friends, but how many of us, once you start elevating, you got those family members that say, oh, you think you're smart. You're too smart for everybody else. You don't want nobody to be around you. That's not true. That's not true. Because the people that are part of our lifestyle focused wealth community, they're here because they want to be around other like-minded people who give financial encouragement for the smart planning that they're doing, for the type of people that they're around, for the type of thought-provoking, systematic solution giving that we're giving here every Friday at 1 o'clock. It makes life a little bit easier when you can have just a word of affirmation. Just like in the real world, it takes one person to say something negative and it can ruin your whole day. It will take you 11 compliments to overcome the one negative comment. And when it comes to our finances, that word of affirmation becomes just as important. That financial encouragement is just as important. If you can hear somebody, hey, I'm proud of you for getting your annuity. Hey, brother, I'm good and happy that you got that trust. Your family is going to appreciate you got that trust. They're not going to understand how valuable the lessons that you're learning and that you're implementing in your practice, how valuable it really is until maybe you're not around to be able to be appreciated. But because you took these action steps, they'll be celebrating your financial wins together, no matter how big, how small, for eons. That's what legacy building is all about. That's what building legacy is all about. Your financial love language. If you got somebody that's speaking to you in this way, your heart should be pitter-patting. You should just be beating off your chest. It gives me goosebumps to think that way. Because there are people who don't care. When I'm done with you, you don't need anything. What kind of thought is that? I'm not trying to make my kids rich. What kind of thought is that? That's not very affirmative, right? So words of affirmation are very good, very good to do, very good habit. So if you know someone out there that you know that is got their financial mind on, and they're saying some things or they're doing some things, they're showing these actions that deserve a financial encouragement, please give it to them. Because you might be speaking that person's love language. And you know what? If you're interested in what they're doing, it's probably because they're speaking yours. Wow. The next one is quality time, y'all. Quality time. I know. Quality time is just one of those things where when we start thinking about, I want to spend time with my boo, hugged up watching a movie, eating some popcorn after some seafood, or maybe a nice steak, and then watching a movie. But that's not what we're talking about this time. We're talking about money. We're talking about our financial quality time. These are money dates. I like to call them money dates. Maybe you schedule a regular financial check-in over coffee or wine. You sit on the porch, have a glass of wine. You talk about, hey, what's the financial check-in? How much did we pay down our debt? How much did we put into our investments? Where are we at? What are we looking like? Maybe we schedule a regular time to check in. Maybe we're dreaming together about financial goals and future goals. Maybe we've decided to get rid of all those extra services that come off of our accounts that we don't necessarily use or need in exchange for travel, retirement, and legacy. Yes, I said it. These are the things that are important to couples. These are the things that are important to people who want to live a life that's meaningful. And when you're talking about lives with intent and intention, or you're dating, listen, I don't want to hear the conversation about who's 100% or 50-50 chick, or all that stuff is bogus. Listen, that's not who you find. You somebody else, because they're not talking your language. Talk to someone who's talking about how they can help you build and dream and build on that dream a financial goal that's tangible that you guys can appreciate together. If it's travel, if it's retirement, or if it's legacy. Because if you can review this process on shared savings, on debt reduction plans, and you do this financial check-in once a week, once a month, I can guarantee you life gets better for you, because the bond falls apart when the finances aren't together. How many of you single people out there are out there dating and everything is good? He's cute, she's cute, everything is good. They got the look, they got the conversation, until you start talking about their finances. Well, this person don't want to pay for dinner. This person don't want to go on a trip. This person can't afford a bag. This person's got to share all their money, and this person's got to accumulate all their money. And they're not seeing eye to eye. That's craziness. I'm just saying, I'm just a third party. I can tell you, if you ever approach me and you're out there and you're single, just remember, financial experts think this way. We got to think this way. It's the quality of the time spent. It's the quality of the money we save. It's the quality of the debt that we use and how we leverage the debt, not as a consumer, but as seed capital for the next thing that's funding our goals, our trips, our legacy, and our retirement. Are you getting it? Is it sinking in? Is it sinking in? Y'all let me know in the comments if I'm on to it, because I need you to know. I need you to know. I need you to be on it. I need you to be on it today. I thought a lot about this particular topic, and I just want to make sure that I'm driving it home, because I think so many times we miss these very simple signs of what quality time and financial money dates mean to us. Suppose you're the person in the family that keeps saying, no, honey, let's check in and have a glass of wine. I need to talk to you about these finances. No, I don't want to talk about bills. Honey, I would like to go on a trip. Let's talk about how we're going to do this over the next 6 months. No, I don't have time. But then later on, they're saying, honey, we don't go nowhere? Well, we didn't plan it out. I spent 30 years with you, and now you're still working, because we didn't plan it out. We got to plan it out. Reviewing this progress is important. We got to share this idea, these savings ideas, this reduction of debt, this leveraging of finances, all this stuff. Let's have a conversation about it, a healthy one, so we can get in alignment. So our love languages are in alignment. So we're speaking the same language. This is important, folks. This is important. Because at the end of the day, no matter what you say, people are always counting your pockets. And they're always going to judge you based on how good your pockets are. And if your pockets are bad, they're going to assume things aren't too good in your life. Now, I'm not saying that everything's fine because you got money in your pocket. I'm just saying this helps to reduce the stress of understanding your partner and why they behave a certain way. Our step number 5, I got for you in just a second here. We got step number 5, but I just want you to kind of think about this before we leave. If we have the ability to change our financial behaviors, and if we had someone tell us a long time ago what we have learned right now, would you have spoken to someone in your past differently? Now that you've identified and can articulate that it was financial love language that was missing? Hey, when we return, we're going to talk about physical touch and the tangible financial connection to it. So sit back, relax, and unwind. We'll be right back. Hey, join our Lifestyle Focused Wealth community. Membership starting at $16 a month when you pay the annual subscription. So register online today at www.lifestylefocusedwealth.com. Hey, it's Ronco Johnson, your Lifestyle Focused Wealth Coach. Guess what we're talking about? We're talking about learning your 5 financial love languages between you, your partner, and how you talk about it every day in your daily expression. Well, it's number 5, y'all. And the last one is physical touch. Physical touch, the tangible financial connection that you have. Maybe you're using cash envelopes or you use a visual trackers to make you feel in touch with your money. You know, like the banks have done a good job for those people with physical touch. They allow you to go to the ATMs and get physical touch. This is why some people feel like they're secure by being able to withdraw their money. But there's something about the word withdrawal that we have learned as Lifestyle Focused Wealth Legacy architects. We know that withdrawal and loans are 2 different things. Withdrawal means I'm going to take it out and I can't put it back. And loans mean I can borrow it without risking the growth of my money. And I can put it back from the revenue that I help it create. But the physical touch might not be there. See, physical touch could be organizing receipts or writing the physical check or just actually looking at your statements that come in the mail. But today, more and more technology is allowing us to disconnect from the physical touch. I guess you could call digital a physical touch, but in a way, it's still a little different. Some people rather have the mail coming in. Some people rather write the check in ink, or create a cozy space in your house for financial conversations that reduces stress. Maybe that's where you have your glass of wine or your glass of bourbon and a cigar, and you talk about it in a smooth environment. Why? Because it reduces stress. It's cozy. Maybe you like having the tangible financial touch of some very, very soft fabric that's touching your skin because of what you bought and because you've saved it and you bought it for yourself, a kind of a gift give to yourself. But the physical touch is the reminder of what it's like for you to feel a certain way because your money habits are in a certain way. Y'all, I think this is a powerful concept. If this has been a powerful segment for us here at Lifestyle Focused Wealth, I especially want to just be able to tie it into how couples and families can align their financial behaviors with their emotional needs. I think that's important. And it is cultural. I'm telling you, it's cultural. Everybody's different. And I think when we start to be able to see each other one at a time and we start to think about these disciplines, I think it's important. Hey, everybody, I see a lot of hays out there. Hey. Thank you guys for joining us. $1. Thank you, Daddy Senior. Who else is out there? The disciplined dividend. Hey, thank you for joining us today. We're having this conversation about how you tackle financial challenges and how you prefer it. Would you rather, let me ask you another question. Would you rather talk it through in a positive way with a supportive language with your partner, or are you the kind that just takes the initiative and handles the task for both of you? Give me an answer, number 1 or number 2? Number 1 or number 2? Are you the kind that rather talk it through with a positive Give me number one. Or are you the kind that takes initiative and just handles it for the both of you? That's a number two. Put that in the chat. Put that in the chat. I want to see what's going on. BNV Finance says number one. You'd rather have that conversation. Thank you. Thank you for that. I see you, Mr. Bird, number one. Well, you guys are really chiming in right now, and I love it. I love it. A lot of ones out here. There's a lot of ones out here. So, got another question. Are you offering reassurance or a token of support when you talk to your partner about money or your finances? Or you just sit down together type and get aligned with what our collective strategy is? Are you the kind that just gives the gesture, or are you the kind that sits down and gets in alignment? Number one is offer reassurance and a gesture. Number two is sit down together and align strategies. Which one are you? Number one or number two? Boy, I can see y'all thinking about it. Number two. Number two. Yes, I see someone wanting to join me on one of my episodes. I can't get you on this time, but maybe next time, maybe you get us in the DM, we can get you on. We can get you on. I see number two. I see it. I see number two. I see both. One and two? That was pretty hard. Okay. Here's the last one. How many of you are using tactical tools such as spreadsheets, cash envelopes, physical charts? How many of you are using these things? Do you prefer to have tactical tools like a spreadsheet, cash envelopes that you stick under the mattress at night? What are you? Are you mostly, a tangible person? Are you the quality of time person? Are you the gift-oriented person? I guess I want to know this. I want to know this before we wrap up, and because I think this is something that's important, and I think it's transformational, this conversation that we're having, y'all. I think it's transformational. Why? Because I think this is a conversation that we can have amongst each other in a smart way without insulting one another, without an argument whatsoever. No, Mr. Bird, this is not pre-recorded. I see your message from earlier. No, it's not pre-recorded. We're here. We're here. We're here. We're here. We're here. So let's see what your scoring is like, right? Let's see what your scoring is like. And I need you to put this letter. If you're mostly words of financial affirmation, I want you to put the letter A in the comments. Put that in the comments. And we got 5. I want to know, the audience of you out there, which one are you? Are you words of affirmation? Put this in the comments, letter A. Are you acts of service? If you're acts of service, put letter B. Acts of service, I want you to put the letter B. If you're gift-oriented when it comes to spending, if you're gift-oriented, give me the letter C. C as in Charlie. And I know you see affirmation on your screen. That's letter A. Quality time is going to be the letter D. Put this in the comments. And tangible touch is going to be letter E. Which one are you? Are you A, B, C, D, or E? I think we just want to know. Because I'm loving what's coming back. Need to support and encourage along with growth. Hey, listen, I love that because I think when we're all supporting one another, I think we all grow faster. I really have to go with you on that one. I see you out there, Mr. Bird. You're A. So you like the words of affirmation. You're doing a great job. Thank you for joining us, by the way. Thank you for joining us. You're doing a great job just by hanging in and just being supportive. And we really do appreciate that. A. I love it. BNV Finance Fixers. Hey, listen, thank you for joining us as well. Thank you for being part of the conversation. See, we need people that want to be part of the supportive language of finance. Because once we start talking to each other in a way that respects one another and we respect how each other flows, it becomes part of our makeup. Hey, Ladybug. Diamond Ladybug. I can appreciate the acts of service. So thank you so much. Thank you for joining us today. Because the act of service is just giving you the information that you can enjoy right now. Right? Giving you the acts of service is giving you the information that you can touch. Who else is out there? Dollar Bucks, thank you for acts of financial service. We're just giving you service. Hey, listen, for you guys that are brand new, this is just an act of service that you can get every Friday at 1 o'clock right here. Become part of our Lifestyle Focused Wealth community. This is what we're doing. We're talking about what millionaires and billionaires do. And these are the conversations that we got to have. It just makes us better and better and better. The Bird's Nest says they're A, affirmation. Ladybug says A as well. Well, we're going to move on here. Let me see. Daddy Senior, you're saying letter B. Thank you for your service. Thank you so much. Boy, there's a lot of A's. Discipline dividend. I think there's a lot of A's in this room today. Thank you so much. Now people are changing up on me. So they got quality time in there as well. BNV, you're changing up. I see what's happening. Okay. So, as you can see, Sam, you're a tangible touch person. You got the money under the mattress, man. Quality time. A combination of A, B, and D, Miss Henderson. Come on, man. Listen. Hey, listen. I get it. They're hard, but you can only choose one. What is your love language? Not you're trilingual. You'll try all of them. That's funny. That is so funny. I appreciate your comments. I appreciate the love on this topic. I want you to, my challenge to you today is to go home and I want you to have this conversation and understand your love language. And hopefully it's empowering you to communicate your emotional needs around money clearly. It reduces conflict in the household by understanding your partner's values. And that's just where we are. So I want you to align your spending, talk about savings, invest the right way. Behaviors with mutual goals is important. If you can have these mutual goals with your spending partner, with your partner in crime, with your financial partner in crime, I can promise you communication gets better. It builds deeper trust and legacies from a place of an emotional intelligence. And that's what we want: financial intelligence and emotional intelligence. And I define financial intelligence as when everything is working together. Financial literacy is one thing, financial education is another, but financial intelligence is when all of it comes together in action. Well, the same thing with emotional intelligence. It's not what you know, it's what you put into action. It's absolutely what we're putting into action. And that's what we're doing right here. That's what we're doing. We're putting this conversation into action. So I want some real life manifestations for you. So let's just say that your love language is act of service. If you were an act of service person, you enjoy taking responsibility for household budgeting. You find peace in setting up the system and making automations happen. And you feel hurt when your efforts aren't acknowledged. I want you to be able to communicate this with your partner. Let them know that this is my act of service. I'm going to take hold and I'm going to create this budget plan and the systems that I set up. I want you to pay attention to it. I want an acknowledgement for what we're doing here, especially when it's working effectively. If you've identified with, gift-oriented type spending, if that's you, I need you to understand, you celebrate milestones with financial gestures. Okay? It's real simple. You like to invest in tools or experiences that elevate your relationships. Maybe you like taking that trip. Maybe you like posting on social media, whatever it is about what you're doing. You connect emotionally to purchases with symbolic meaning. Maybe it's the ring that your parents gave you. It doesn't have to be necessarily a lot of money, but it is an indicator of your level of success or achievement with money. I think that's important to understand. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in. Or maybe you're a quality time person. Your love is vision. And if you're having these vision casting sessions with your spouse or your partner, this might be a game changer because you're allowed to create goals, create agendas, and create relevance all together. Maybe you like monthly planning, like the money dates we talked about earlier. So keeping track, or you value the presence over presence. I want presence over presence, okay? Budgeting time is a bonding time for you. And I think that's true. Anytime you're sitting together, that's an opportunity to bond. I really think this has been a dynamic segment. If you feel the same, give me a thumbs up in the partner. Give me a thumbs up in the chat. Give me a thumbs up in the comments. Be sure to do me a favor, hit subscribe as well, because the algorithm lets us know what it is that you like to talk about. I really appreciate it. Today has been fun. Today's been fun. Did you guys have a good time today? Did you guys have a good time today? So we just want to express love in different ways because we experience money, emotions, and relations in so many different ways. And we can come at it rationally. Financial love languages is a bridge where your emotions with the economics, where it all comes together. It bridges together. It helps couples build their wealth. It's rooted in respect. It's rooted in clarity and aligned values. And this is really what we're talking about. So when you know your partner's feelings, and you know that they're feeling seen, at least financially seen. So if you can make your partner feel seen, you're not just managing money, but you're nurturing trust and you're building legacies at the same time. Hey, listen, that is my time today. I'm Ronco Johnson, your lifestyle focused wealth coach. Man, I can go on. And I can see that there's more activity. That's why I want you to be a part of our lifestyle focused wealth community and come back and join us and talk more. We may have to have a part 2 of this particular conversation because I think today we touched on everybody's language. And if I touched on your language, we want to know it. Leave it in the comments. Leave it in the comments. Leave it in the chat. Leave it to me. Send me an email. Or you can find me on any of the social media, Instagram, whatever, at Ronco Johnson. Or you can go to roncojohnson.com and let me know what you think, what you've been thinking about today. If this has been something that's good to you and you want a one-on-one session, hey, do me a favor. Go on to roncojohnson.com, schedule some time for a one-on-one, and let's have a conversation about how we can be helpful to you and give an active service to you, your family, your business, or your relationship. So I just want to say thank you again for joining us. And I hope that we've touched somebody. I hope that this conversation is one of those eye-opening conversations that's going to touch someone in such a way that in the next 7 days that you're going to be able to come back and share it with us, that you've had this conversation and you've played it back over and over again, and it's changed somebody's life. It's saved somebody's relationship, or it opened the doors and made communication much more clear. Clarity builds connection. Your partner may need a spreadsheet, so just encourage them to have one. Or maybe it's not the gifts. They just want to discuss their legacy plan. Do me a favor, have the discussion. Let's reduce miscommunication, and what feels loving to you might feel like pressure to someone else. So understanding these love languages and how they align is the expectation for today's opportunity and today's conversation. And our last goal was to strengthen your financial intimacy. That's right. Strengthen your financial intimacy, because you build more than just wealth. You're building a bond, and that bond is rooted in empathy and shared purpose. Hey, I'm Ronco Johnson, your lifestyle focused wealth coach. Thank you guys for joining us, and I look forward to seeing you next time at the top. So be kind to one another. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your Friday, and I will see you next week, 1 o'clock, right here, every Friday. So long for now. Have a good one.